In this video, I'm going to do garlic butter chicken. Welcome back to 876 Recipes TV. So I am also going to put potatoes into the container that I will be baking the chicken. I will be putting 3 Irish potatoes and 1 yellow belly sweet potato that I peel, wash, cut into chunks, season with salt, and then I'm using a little bit of the blended spices that I will use to season the chicken. To make the garlic butter, I am using 2 teaspoons of the Irish butter and 2 cloves garlic. I am not using more than 2 teaspoons of the butter because I have to watch my cholesterol intake. No, I do not have cholesterol problem and I don't want it, so I have to take the necessary precaution of preventing it by limit the amount of butter and fried food I intake in my body. So I'm using a small chicken, and the chicken already cleaned up in terms of wash with vinegar and water, drain and pat dry. So now I'm adding salt to the chicken, and I have to use salt even though the spices contain salt, some amount of salt. I still have to use salt. I have to eat salt. Unlike people with high blood pressure, low blood pressure people have to eat salt. If me not eat salt, you don't even want to know what will happen to me. Me have to eat salt. I don't really have a very low blood pressure, but my blood pressure is more on the low side, so I have to eat salty food. I have to eat like the Bigfoot every day. I have to eat salted peanut or something like that every day just to stabilize my blood pressure. You alright? You understand? Yeah, man. So there's a thing called low blood pressure. Not because it's not, a lot of people don't really have it like the high blood pressure. And I believe the high blood pressure is more dangerous, but the low blood pressure can be dangerous as well. So now I'm adding the garlic butter all over the chicken, under the skin, everywhere on the chicken basically. I am adding the butter. Just spreading it out all over the chicken. So now I am going to season the chicken with some blended herbs. Now with some spices that I blended, Maggi, Lawry seasoned salt, Badia complete seasoning, black pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, ginger powder. Just a combination of my favorite spices. You don't have to use the spices that I use. You can use your favorite spices. And this is another reason why I use Maggi as well, because of the salt that's in Maggi. Whereas people with high blood pressure, I think, should watch how they use Maggi because of the salt. You understand? Sometimes I use the spices like the dash spices that contain no salt, but I can't use that very often, you understand, because I have to take in salt in my body. I did roasted the chicken into this container. However, I allowed the chicken to marinate it in the fridge for 2 hours, and then I roasted the chicken in a preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for an hour and 10 minutes. However, I roasted the chicken for 40 minutes covered in order for the chicken to generate its own juices, because I need the juices to baste the chicken. Then after 40 minutes, I uncover the chicken and roast it for the remaining hours, the remaining minutes, I should say, while basting it like every 10 minutes.